All right guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be working on mounting this cab and starting the Ford conversion, hopefully. So with that being said, let's get to it. All right guys, so first things first, we need to get this thing to sit a little lower. I think we need to cut some of this part out, get it to come down a little bit.
We'll also need to trim up this dash maybe a little bit to allow more room for our steering wheel. We're going to be doing a custom dash anyways, so if we trim some things out of the way, it won't really matter. The main thing we're going to want to keep as far as the dash is this top up here because it looks pretty good and it's solid metal, so
we'll make it work.
We'll make it work.
That'll also allow it to drop a little bit lower and get this thing kind of set where we want. So that's the first step, getting this to sit lower.
Radio's cutting, and I noticed we could see through his blade.
We're starting to get the Bluetooth grinding disc.
Ready to set the cab off?
Not really, it's kind of heavy.
Oh, hand. Mine too. Let me, wait. It's a trap. It's worse. There we go.
Somehow you're making it worse. Oh yeah.
Okay, so we got it lowered a little bit. Now we're at the stage where we need to start lining everything up with the frame and with the cabs to get everything lined up good. So we're gonna be pulling lots of measurements, moving it just a little bit at a time, tack welding some stuff. And this is the fun part. This is where it starts to get set temporarily, permanently.
Yeah, I think right here I'm actually hitting on the floor bit, so I might need to trim that a little bit. And I think the nose will come down some more.
All right, Braden got this all trimmed up fancy pantsy. We took out a little bit extra right here, allowing ourselves room for those corners of the cab to set a little bit lower. We trimmed out up there by the dash for the AC over there. We should be good to set it lower, about 2 inches hopefully.
Famous last words.
We'll try. We'll have to reline everything up, but that's okay. We'll get it done little by little. All right, we got the front lowered and it's looking like money up here. We're setting pretty good inside as far as the front goes.
The rear needs to come down just slightly. We're just trying to figure out what we can slide in there in place to eliminate this board, because I think that's what's holding it up.
We need a block that we can sit on the frame and go between here and the floorboard, because the board's what's holding it up in the back. So once we get the back done though, it should be sitting pretty good, pretty level. It's a good height. It's about where we want to be. We got it pretty close to where it needs to be. We're thinking now that we might start tacking it and adjusting it little by little, kind of how we did on the old 79 build. So that thing's about to fall off. So now we get to tacking, get to some adjusting. We may throw scissor jacks on the back and lift it up if it needs to go up, and just kind of get it in the ballpark. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen, we got these all nice and tacked up here. These are just temporary braces, one on each side. They're holding the front at the same height. We actually got it perfect side to side, so that's really nice. Now we're gonna jump here to the rear. We might use some scissor jacks or something to raise or lower as we need. And then we should be good to start temporarily bracing this backside. We can't really brace up here because this is all gonna be cut out. We can temporarily, but we'll probably just do some temporary braces to this or to the frame, just for the time being.
Slowly but surely. It's starting to look like a truck again.
Okay guys, so we got this tacked up back here. Now we were trying to figure out a way to see if the cab was level. We can't really measure off the frame because the floorboard changes so much, and we can't really line up with our wheels and tires because it's sitting a little bit twisted. So the front axle is a little high on this side, a little low on that side, so we can't quite get a level. So what we're gonna need to do next is we're gonna need to hop inside, see if we can get this thing maybe running and driving again. Just drive it up there where it's flatter on the pavement, where the axles and everything are gonna be sitting a little bit more level. Then we can pull some measurements. We can cut these tacks, these temporary tacks down here, lift them up if we need to, and get it roughly where it needs to be. So in here, I'm gonna go ahead and start buttoning up all these loose ends, plugging things back in. We got the dash right here. I need to pull off the fuse box as well as some other things, plug them all back in to see if we can get it running. Braden's gonna jump up here on the front. We're wanting to mount these side pieces right here from the old truck. And as you can see, their bolt holes are right here, right where we just put our temporary brace. So we're gonna need to trim all that out. We're gonna need to see if we can kind of fit them here. That'll be nice because then we can set our batteries in place. And then with our batteries in place, we can actually start it. Because if not, we'd have to jerry rig something. So this is the best way. He's gonna start by plating down here though, cut off our temporary supports up here, and we'll work from there.
Exactly, we're getting it.
Hopefully it'll start again. If not, it'll be a long video.
Got her all cut out of the way, guys. A little bit of technical, but we should be able to get it in there. We're gonna have to trim a little bit of this out because we got some wiring right there and stuff, but I think it'll work. I think it'll be pretty sweet. Hopefully this air intake will lift up a little bit. If not, we'll just take the box off for now, but I think it'll be okay. The next part to do right here is to just get this all cut up, mocked up, and then maybe we'll shoot a bar across for that other side, get the front kind of where we want it stuff, and then the battery sitting.
So in here, got all the wires plugged back in, fuse boxes, got whatever that little controller thingy is down there plugged back in. Just kind of zip tied it out of the way, ran wires where they need to go. Like this one runs to the rear, so it's just kind of temporarily screwed right here where it goes. Zip tied this up, it goes up for the lights, dome lights or whatever they're called. Just kind of getting things situated. Should all be plugged in and should start once we hook up the batteries. One side is done. Now time to do the next side. We'll do the same thing. We'll start cutting this up, fitting up this side, and then we should be able to set both batteries in, and then she'll start.
See if she'll crank, maybe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got both batteries on. This terminal may need replaced soon. It's kind of shot, but it's just the security box is doing its thing. It was doing that earlier when we first got it, but it kind of stopped on its own. So maybe when we start it, it cranks.
No.
Dang. Okay, so after messing with it for a little bit, we rehooked up the batteries. Everything's quiet right now. So fingers crossed, this is the moment. It's golden hour.
Where's the key?
Oh, on the floor. You ready? Dang. We have to do some research on what the security thing's doing, but like it'll just turn off. Nice. The fuse. That's good. You know your lifter pump works now. Okie dokie, so we finally got it started. We looked inside this little plastic clip right here after messing around for a while, and there's a fuse in there, and it had burned out. So we bypassed this fuse right here, just threw something in to jump it, and then it was able to start right up. In here, we also learned to get it out of the security mode. They have installed like this temporary reset switch, as well as this other switch right here. So that helped us get it out of the security mode. Then once we found that fuse and we got it bypassed, it started right up. So now we're gonna go ahead and replace these things, because this one's pretty shot and that one's pretty shot. So we're gonna replace both of those, put the fuse back in that thing, just in case it is shorting out somewhere, so we can know, because the fuse will obviously pop. So
Hey, exactly.
getting windy, but we're gonna get her done. So we went ahead, we replaced these two battery terminals, replaced that fuse. Should be able to start and run. We're gonna go ahead now, we're gonna pull it up out onto the concrete, or even up onto some of this more level dirt. Then we can start pulling some measurements, make sure everything's square on it, make sure everything's level and looks right. Then we can start boxing some of this out. So we'll start it and see if she drives again.
There it is. Market 27.5. This side's 27.25.
Okay.
Which isn't bad. 27.75.
So from our measurements and stuff, we figured out this side's about a 1/2 inch high, and then one of the back corners, I think it's this corner, is about a 1/4 inch high. So we got a little bit of adjusting to make there. You could almost kind of visualize too, if you look at this old piece right here, where the firewall was, you can see this side's about a 1/2 inch high, which makes sense because I was noticing that earlier, but shouldn't be too bad. Now we can go ahead, we'll make some adjustments, cut and lower that side a little bit, tack it up again, and then we'll be good to start fully mounting this thing. So that'll be sweet. All right, so we lowered this front corner about the 1/2 inch that it needs to. The rear, we ended up measuring it again, and it's actually really close. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna start plating on this front end, getting it all tacked up and solid. Braden's over there, he's gonna start measuring the other cab, getting it ready to cut, and then we'll be good to start placing the other cab and get ready for the full 4-door. So I started plating down here. Braden's over here marking up this side, getting it ready for the cut.
Exactly. The game plan here is, I think we're going to take our Sawzall or whatever, cut along this edge up to about here, cut back in, and we'll kind of overhang probably about 1 inch, maybe more, maybe 2 inches. We've also noticed that there's a nice piece of square right here below, if you can see right in here. Yeah. That we'll throw a piece of square 1x1 tubing, and we'll run it across, tack it in place there. So when we set that one on top, it'll be able to sit on it, and it'll keep it all square, hopefully. And it won't, you know, we won't have any of like this and this sort of action.
Twisting.
Yeah, exactly, twisting. Anyways, that's the game plan. So for right now, I'm working on getting these cut out and some square tubings cut so Colton can tack them in place. And then we're gonna hop over there and cut it. So wish me luck.
Almost got it pulled off.
With my sheer strength.
right, Braden's got it about almost all cut up over here. We had to wait for the grinder to cool down a bit. What are you cutting now?
I'm finished cutting that back like we talked about earlier, where this part will be able to sit on the other side. That one. So I need to finish cutting it down, completely cut that off, and finish cutting that across. So
That'll be sweet.
Won't be too bad, but that's the game plan.
Okay, so we were starting to get this part all cut out and removed, but we started looking at it more, and we think it might be worth just taking out this whole floor because the truck's frame over there kind of steps up towards the rear anyways. So we need to take this out to allow room for it to set properly. So we might start cutting out this whole floorboard, may take out this stuff as well, and we might throw a temporary brace across there, maybe down in the doors as well. So since this is going to the back of that other cab, if we left this floor in right here, it would be up higher, meaning that their feet would set really high and it would be really uncomfortable.
Exactly. We want to drop it a little bit, and we have space on the truck before the gas tank where we can drop it where the feet will be, and it'll be nice and a lot more comfier for taller guys like us.
Exactly.
So
Braden's gonna get to cutting on that, and then we'll get to welding up some bars and maybe setting it in place. All right, so while Braden's over there cutting on that, I'm gonna do this off camera. So we got this 1-inch square tubing that we're gonna weld up into that little V slot that runs along the whole thing. I'm gonna weld it up here and try to get it level all the way across. That way when we set the other cab, it'll set right on this frame rail, or right on this bar that we add, and that'll help to line it up side to side with the frame and everything and keep everything nice and square. So I'm gonna do that off camera while Braden's over there cutting. All right, y'all, so we tried to lift this thing. It was really heavy, so we're gonna take out this windshield and cut out this dash right here. Since all this needs cut off anyways, we were just kind of planning on cutting it off once it was actually set up there, but we're gonna cut it off now because it's heavy.
Because we're tired.
Braden was trying to pull out the glass, broke it, but it was already broken, so we're not keeping this glass anyways, don't really matter. So he's gonna work on tearing that apart and getting it cut up, and I'm gonna watch him. Guys, we got the second cab on and you can see it taking shape right now. This is gonna rage base me, people.
It just needs a lot of duct tape. We'll be good.
You can't see the vision. The main reason we used this other cab right here was for these door jambs and the hinges. All of this, like that top pillar will be cut off, that back side will be cut off, and we'll be taking the rear of that yellow cab over there and using it at the very end. So it'll look like the 67's rear end. Like it'll have the same back of the cap, so
it'll still have this nice swoop in it.
Exactly.
And it'll be the nice clean edge, but it'll be right here.
Yeah, exactly. And if you haven't seen the video where we made the rear doors for this, that'll help you kind of understand what we're going for. But for now, what we need to go ahead and do, we need to come over here, and Braden's already marked this up. We're gonna go ahead and start cutting this up. That way these two butt up together and we can start tack welding them across. And it should be pretty sweet. There'll obviously be some roof work. We'll need to build floor for this thing because as you can see, we cut out the floor. That's why we need to build one, but also because there's gonna be a step up over there for the fuel tank for these body mounts. So we'll be ahead just to build a custom one anyways.
Exactly. The seat will be on top of that anyway, so it won't be that bad of a thing. We'll just build it up, then mount it to the seat, and we'll come out the seat straight to these. Then we'll drop it back down lower right here for your feet and stuff.
But you can definitely see the concept, and if you can't, it's okay, just subscribe because we're gonna keep posting videos and we're gonna get her done.
Exactly.
We got some things trimmed up and now we should be good for the final fitting. So fingers crossed. Ladies and gentlemen, so we got it all tacked up. Everything's pretty much lined up roughly from what we can tell. These drip rails kind of create an illusion where it's not lined up, but it's because they actually slope towards the back, which means they're kind of sloping towards the middle. Obviously, we'll have to take that dip out of the roof over there. We're going to end up resheeting that whole roof, so it'll be a lot of work, but it'll be pretty sweet. We'll also have to do a custom floorboard inside, so that'll be part of one of the future videos. And we'll also need to go ahead and cut this back here, cut off some right here, and then put the back half of that yellow cab on right here, creating the rear again. So boxing that all in, and then we'll be able to throw in our rear doors, our front doors, and then fender hood and all that stuff should bolt back on. So it shouldn't be bad.
Hopefully it bolts back on. No, it should. We haven't really messed with anything other than that. They might be slightly out of adjustment, but no, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's going to be awesome. It's just going to take a little bit of time and a lot of welding and stuff. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, subscribe.
With that being said, though, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Any last words?
Stay ballin'.
Yes, sir.